Michelle. Good afternoon. We'd like to give you an update on a significant case that occurred on December the 5th of 2017 in our community, where we had a triple homicide. The victims being Mariah Cunningham, her two small children, Aliyah Fisher and Elijah Fisher. Before I turn this over to Captain King, who is the commander of the Major Crimes Division, I want to thank several folks that were instrumental in helping us have some significant activity with this case. Obviously, we still have to move forward in our court system, but we thought that it was necessary to update the community on that. Before we move forward, we could not have done the things that have been done thus far without the assistance of the community. Our police department's done a great job, so has our Major Crimes Division. The city manager's office put up the $50,000 reward. That certainly helped generate a lot of energy, a lot of calls, a lot of information, a lot of public, both before and after the award was put out to the community. Our prosecutor's office has been very diligent in assisting us in a very complicated case. As you'll hear some of the details about some of the things that we have to do continue going forward. They assisted us with that. The State Crime Lab has been very instrumental in getting some key evidence that has helped us with the case. Some of the things we will be able to discuss, many of the things we will not be able to discuss at this time. As you all can imagine, we're still in the very early stages as it relates to moving forward with the prosecution. Our U.S. Marshal Service, both in Little Rock and our Chicago office, assisted us with some of the logistical issues that we had with one of the gentlemen that we will be discussing here later today. And lastly, I want to thank the media outlets. You guys did a great job of getting information out, keeping the story in the forefront, keeping it in the minds of our citizens during the holidays and in the beginning of the new year. We certainly consider you all partners in this endeavor. We can't do those things by ourselves. And also the Mayor Stodel is here. I'd like to say a couple of words before we turn it over to Captain King.
Thank you very much, Chief. Of course, Captain King is going to give you the details of this, but it puts an accent point on an issue of the issue of domestic-related violence that we have seen continually as a problem in our community, and it's something that as a community we need to continue to reach out to people to help us with as it relates to those issues. It's a real issue above and beyond some of the other kinds of issues that we've seen in our city. So our hearts go out to the victims, the family members, and the tragedy, but I'm so pleased to see the cooperation that we see that is assembled here today. The medical examiner's office, the prosecutor's office, a tremendous work by our detectives, the crime lab, all working together, and I think that's the message that should be taken to our community, is that it is the very hard work of a collective group of professionals that are working very hard every single moment of the day to bring safety and return safety to our streets. And I want to compliment our police department, the crime lab, and certainly my old friends in the prosecutor's office for all the hard work that they've done to bring these people to justice. Thank you.
Can you discuss how the suspects knew each other or knew the victims?
We will admit that the suspect, Michael Collins, knew the victim. And then with regards to Collins and Alexander, they were brothers.
And can you talk about a motive, if any?
No, ma'am.
Can you talk about how the family died?
No.
On December 8th, when was he arrested on the warrants, or was he arrested on the federal warrants?
That's correct. He was arrested on the federal probation violation warrants, and he is currently in federal custody.
Can you describe the nature of those warrants?
It's just a violation of his probation.
For federal charges?
Yes, sir.
Do you have reason to believe more people are involved in this case?
At this point, again, I'll put that in a box and say that it's an open investigation, but we currently believe that we have the two suspects in custody.
Where is Mr. Collins right now?
He's in federal custody.
In Chicago and Little Rock?
He's in Oklahoma.
Can you say how long Collins knew Mariah Cunningham?
No, sir.
Can you talk generally to what this means for the department? Such a high-profile case, innocent victims that were so young. What does this mean to the department to secure these arrests?
Well, we think what it means to the community. We see a lot of good things happening. Earlier, we talked about the unification that you see from all of these resources, which is significant. It shows that we work together. We can do that on a state and a federal level. Additionally, what we see from our community, they're talking to us. They're helping us with this investigation. That's critical. That's everything to us. So we want to applaud all parties involved.
Can you talk about how Mr. Collins was developed as a suspect in the case? Any evidence that links him to this crime?
No.
Can you describe what led investigators to Mr. Alexander and how they got him into an interview?
I cannot.
So given the attention that this case got from the community and from us, the media, did y'all feel any additional pressure outside of what you might for a normal case to find suspects here?
No, sir. This investigation gets the same tenacity, the same thoroughness that every investigation that we work on gets.
So Mr. Collins has been in custody since December 8th, and then was recently charged with the murders?
He has not been charged with the murders. We have to get him back to the state of Arkansas to do that. But yes, he has been in custody since December the 8th.
Okay, but once he gets back here, he will be arrested?
We're working on extradition.
Can you describe what sort of role the U.S. Marshal Service had in the arrest of Mr. Collins?
Yes, so they located him and took him into custody in Chicago.
You know how he was taken into custody, if he was at a home, or was it raid, or was any sort of other?
He was at a residence.
He was at a residence? At his residence?
No, sir.
All right, folks, thank you all for coming today. We appreciate it.